You're also kind of setting the pace for everyone in the group. So how you paddle affects how other people paddle. So you're still here, Joanne. We were like, that's all good. Oh, okay.
Get scared. I'm getting scared. Get scared. Man up. She done blew me.
Stairmaster.
He's got the dance step there.
Hey Mike,
hey guys, we'll only set it on the ground and we'll instruct you on how to get the boat in here.
I got another one. What's up, guys?
Woo!
Good? So, yep.
Go. Keep low. Hang on to the side.
There we go.
I'm gonna push them all.
I'm swimming in this jug.
Bring it inside, left side, John, right side, right. Left.
No, man. We're still waiting.
That sun feels good, right? So at any time today, if you guys see some, trash that you're not too queasy about picking up, feel free to grab it. Don't lean too far, but feel free to grab any trash you see. Just stick it on the bottom of the boat. We'll throw it away later.
Don't worry about turning. Saber-toothed tiger.
Let's hold up, see if they get stuck under here. We don't want to follow them if that's what happens. Yeah, watch out for your paddles. Try not to hit the wood.
Right? Looks like you guys are coming together really well as a team paddling, right? Learning all those important paddle strokes. Awesome.
Awesome.
We got a lot of geese here. You guys notice all that? Yeah. Did anybody see the herons?
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's pretty cool, huh? There's actually two of them if you didn't see both of them, but there's a lot of wildlife on this river, and the more that we take care of it and engage with it, the more that the wildlife is going to stay around, right? And there's a lot of good things we can do. Is we can pick up trash. Some people were picking up trash, right? As you've seen, obviously, the river does have trash, and a lot of rivers do throughout the United States that have major metropolitan areas, So we really appreciate you being on the boats with us. This is our first adventure to Washington, D.C., and most of our staff that are all your boat captains, that's some of our first times ever being to this area. And to be able to experience it with you guys on the river is pretty cool. So you're kind of you're part of a groundbreaking program that could exist in here. There's already so many wonderful ones too, but to get thousands of people out on this river a year, and engage them with their environment and educate them about it, right, and give them the natural history about it, I think it will impact the way we take care of this place.
Falling in.
I'm not gonna say it till I get back.
Okay.
You want to jinx yourself? Probably best.
But isn't it an amazing thing?
It's fun. It's a good experience. It's just so it's relaxed.
Yeah, you think about how
It's so quiet. It's so peaceful.
This watershed has, a little bit of DC in it, about half of DC, but most of the area that drains into this river is actually in Maryland. And there's a big disconnect between the people in Maryland because they don't feel like this is their river because it flows through DC too. So it's really like getting out to other people and letting people know, whatever just landed on the ground there is going to wash into this river. Whatever you built on your property and how you built your house is going to determine what this river ends up looking like.
And then we're also talking about making the cultural connection too. We talk about connecting with nature and we act like that's something away from us. But historically, our culture has been interwoven with the life of the river. It was a vital part of the Underground Railroad. The river was a vital part of Native American civilization going back thousands of years, of all different tribes that came through here and settled along especially along the east side. And it could be important to us again, but far too few of us ever get on the river or make it part of our lives, so we're not going to fight for it. So we need to work on restoring the marshes, on restoring connections to the river. Like this is phenomenal. It's historic what Wilderness Inquiry and Anacostia Watershed and the Park Service and all of us are making possible here. This 1 week, Doug is telling us this is probably going to be the biggest ever time of putting people out on the river in one week. What do you think, Lee? I mean, there've been some big ones, but I don't know that we've gotten over 500 in 1 week.
So it's really important that we start to really change what we think about health. And health a lot of times comes from where we live. So we're not going to go outside and walk if we're scared to go outside. We're not going to be able to get apples and spinach and greens if all we have is A1 or the liquor store or any of those things that we know about and live in. So it's very important that we look at where we live and the things around us to be able to change our health. And that's not just the physical things of buildings or the social things of violence, but it's also the things around us. So it's also the river. It's also what the green grass looks like or the space so people can actually go outside. I'm very happy that you guys are out here actually paying attention and really trying to learn because the young ones look up to you. And that's the most important thing when we're talking about changing the places that we live.